I'm Insomniac, and this is Marley Coffee. Oh, this is another coffee that was sent in by Nathan Stewart. Huge shout out to Nathan Stewart. These fucking kids are animals. Anyway, I think what I was saying is this coffee was sent in by Nathan Stewart. Big shout out and thank you to Nathan Stewart. Let's see if we can get a better look at the packaging. A little bit better. I really like this. It's kind of like a Louis Vuitton brown.
Properly.
Has the Jamaican colors on it. And the overall just design of the bag and the logo and everything. This is really... See if I can get it a little bit better there for you on camera. Really cool. I'm really liking that. Now, obviously, environmentally friendly is the big stress here because I think there's more on here about being organic and ethically farmed and etc. Than there is actually about the coffee or the brand. Ethiopia Yurga Chefe?
What the fuck are you saying?
I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's Ethiopian, I suppose. It says that it is roasted and packaged in the United States, though. More stuff about sustainability and clean water. Like I said, it's all over the packaging. Now, Rohan, or Rohan, I don't know how to pronounce it, Marley, is the Marley behind Marley Coffee. Obviously not Bob Marley, but it is the Marley family. It says here, and this is a statement from, again, Rohan or Rohan, however the hell you say that. My father came from the farmland in 9 Mile. There, he learned a deep respect for nature and humanity that helped guide his life. His dream was to return one day. Our coffee was founded to honor my father. In your hand, you're holding a piece of our dream. One love. Well, isn't that special? Anyway, enough about the story and how cool the bag looks. Let's give it a whiff. First thing I get is a strong smoky tobacco aroma.
That's what you're looking for there.
Then there's some red beans in there. And then there's also a smoked pork aroma that kind of reminds me of a legitimate pig roast. It kind of smells like you're smoking a whole pig.
This little piggy is looking good.
That's not nearly as strong as the smoked tobacco and red beans, so don't worry, you're not gonna whip open a bag of this and be like, holy shit, it smells like dinner time. These fucking kids out here, shut the fuck up. And then there's a pretty good salted earth aroma. You get a lot of good strong aromas out of here though, definitely an interesting mix of stuff. Let's brew some of this up and see what it smells and tastes like in liquid form.
You feel the vibe. You feel the vibe. You feel the vibe.
Okay, so we brewed up some of this Marley coffee. See what it smells like. Reminds me of a chocolatey red velvet cake.
Our red velvet cake is ready.
Has a bit of moist dark cocoa, but it also has like a moist cake aroma, but it also has a little touch of, I guess the best way to describe it would be kind of like maybe a slight bit of iodine, but it kind of reminds me of maybe what food coloring tastes like. And then there is like a cream cheese sweetness, which I guess is what immediately made me think of red velvet cake, besides the moist cakey aroma, is the fact that a cream cheese type of icing is very specific and very unique. And interestingly enough, that cream cheese icing isn't the only type of cheesy aroma in this coffee. And now don't get me wrong before I get to the next one. You're not gonna take a whiff of this coffee ever and be like, oh man, it smells like cheese.
I'm sniffing cheese.
It mostly smells like that nice, moist, rich mix of, like I said, kind of chocolate and cake and a little bit of a kind of creamy icing. But like I said, the specific type of icing was like a cream cheese icing you'd use on a red velvet cake. And I also get a warm, smells kind of almost like cheesy crackers. Really faint, really in the background, but it kind of reminds me of like if you were to stick Cheez-Its in the cup of coffee.
Cheez-Its Christ, the only snack that fills them up and absolves their sins.
I do love Cheez-Its. I don't know how I feel about it in a coffee aroma, but like I said, very much a background aroma, not the main thing you're gonna smell here in this coffee. Overall, I really do like the way it smells. It has a big, bold, rich aroma to it overall. Well, let's see what it tastes like. Well, interestingly enough, it's not big, bold, or rich. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that like it's weak or it's boring or anything like that. but it smelled in the bag, and it did smell right out of the cup after you brew it. A little bit stronger, a little bit more thick, if you will, than it tastes. Very nice, very smooth. And as per always, like you hear me say on camera, I'm drinking these and reviewing these black. Very, very smooth. What it actually reminds me of is Twix, minus the sweetness. And what actually I do like about that is it kind of backs up the last aroma that I was getting with the Cheez-Its, because I was telling you it has almost like that slight cheesy kind of cracker thing. There is a bit of a bready flavor to the taste. That is being mixed though in big parts with some dark chocolate and caramel, but like I said, minus the sweetness. There is no sweetness to the chocolate or the caramel, but I have a bit of chocolate and caramel, and then like I said, a little bit of a bready flavor, so it kind of reminds me of if you were eating a warm Twix bar, but had no sugar in it at all. The finish is a medium to long mix of really smooth tobacco and earth. And the finish does have a very minute bitterness to it. I'd say it's like about the smallest level of bitterness you can have before saying that there is no bitterness. And what I mean by that is I don't have any desire to add any cream or sugar or anything to this. It is just the right amount. You get a little bit of a bitterness, almost as if you were eating like a bittersweet chocolate. That's not a flavor on the finish, but that's the type of slight bitterness I'm describing. So like I said, a medium to long natural tobacco and earth you have on the finish. Overall, there are a lot of flavors. There's a good complexity here. It's an interesting coffee. I do like all of that. Yeah, I enjoy this. Like I said, it's not only good, it's not only smooth, but it's also unique. I really like this unique mix of flavors and aromas that I'm getting. I think I'm going to enjoy drinking the rest of this bag. Not today, of course, but at some point. If I had to rate Marley Coffee on a scale from 1 to 10 Mike Tyson's, I'd give it an 8. I was pretty impressed. Don't think it's my favorite coffee yet, but definitely very good. Like I said, it's a very drinkable coffee. That's one thing that's good to keep in mind here. This is not one of the typical super strong coffees that I seem to accidentally keep reviewing. This is a just anybody can drink it type of coffee as long as you can have some level of caffeine.
See, these small brown seeds are a naturally occurring source of the world's most widely consumed central nervous system stimulant, caffeine.
Very nice. I like it. If you've had this coffee, leave a comment. Let me know about your experience with it. If you want access to my full cigar reviews, watch reviews, shooting the shit episodes, and all of my exclusive giveaways, including one big giveaway that I have going on right now, go to the link at the very top of the video description and sign up at my Patreon page. And that's about it. I'll see you at the next one.